DJ and PK, we are brought to you by University of Utah Health. At University of Utah Health, hope is in our DNA. Learn more at uofuhealth.org. We are joined right now by Mark Durrant, BYU basketball radio analyst. Mark, good morning.
Hey, good morning, David and Pat. Always great to talk to you.
Good to talk to you. We need all of your experience and all of your analysis now to get this thing back on track. Cougar fans are wondering how far they can go. Before we look forward, do you want to pay homage to Richie Saunders? That is, so few players play 4 years at one school, and he was 3.5 seasons in and then had that happen.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I love Richie, and you're right. It's becoming more and more rare to see a guy play 4 years. And listen, Richie had opportunity and left a lot on the table to stay at BYU, and he felt like that was best for him and his family. He loves the school, and I love it, so that makes me love him even more. I mean, you can't help but feel that way. And you know, one of the things that's cool about a guy that stays at 4 years, at least for me, is you really get to know him. And I became, I would call Richie a good friend, and his parents, they go on the road trips, and I spend a lot of time with them, and they've become dear friends to me. And so there's a level of investment with those guys that maybe you don't get with some other guys just because they're there longer. And I've gotten to know Richie and just think he's, one of the best people, let alone basketball players. And I have a 17-year-old daughter that loves to go to the games, loves BYU, and her favorite, she told me the other day, her favorite all-time player is Richie Saunders, and Richie took the time to get to know her name. And when a famous college basketball player walks by and says, hey, Stratton, how's it going? That means a lot. And so, I'm heartbroken for him. I'm not worried about his basketball career so much because I just know how hard he works. And if he wants something, he's going to work and get it, and he'll get over this injury. But yeah, I mean, for BYU's prospects, it certainly is problematic. But aside from that, I'm just heartbroken for Richie and his family. But knowing them like I do, it's a minor speed bump as far as they're concerned. I mean, obviously it's a tough situation to go through it at this time, but I think in the long run, Richie's going to be more than fine. But just on a personal level for me as someone who is around the team and has spent a lot of time with Richie, in a lot of ways, it feels like your own kid that's having to go through this, and that's really hard. So I love the Saunders family. I love Richie, and wish them all the best. And it's about all you can say on these kind of moments. And so we'll see what happens with the Cougars going forward. I'm sure you want to talk about that as well. But I think Richie is. I've been doing it for 30 years. I've been watching it for 50, BYU basketball, and Richie's one of the greatest ever as far as people and players.
Yeah, I think the sad part is he'll be what he's going to be at the professional ranks, whether it's overseas, NBA, or a combination of both, but he'll never be able to get back what he's going to miss these next 5-6 weeks, and that's gone forever, and then that's what sucks the most, and so that's so unfortunate. Injuries happen, we know, or situations happen. Jimmer's thing on Saturday was fun for everybody, but we all remember that Brandon Davies wasn't there for the stretch run, and they still went to the Sweet 16. And so the way I look at this is I'm not ruling out another Sweet 16 appearance in Kevin Young's second season. He brought guys in because he thought they can play. This guy is a professional coach who has evaluated and coached pro players, and now he's bringing these guys in, and there's a number of guys who haven't had the opportunity. Now the opportunity presents itself. He's forced, and this may be a little bit of a criticism of Kevin Young, but the bench wasn't developed the way it needed to be for whatever reason. Guys were in and out. It's like, now they know, okay, I've got to play. And this is a great opportunity for guys like Kostic and and obviously Boscovich has played, but a couple other guys that can get some time now and have an opportunity to play, and maybe put yourself in that mindset of these guys. They can be a little more relaxed. Hey, I know I'm going to play because he doesn't have anybody else. He's got to play me, so he brought me in here because I can shoot or whatever. So I'm really looking forward to seeing 2 or 3 of these guys who haven't been getting any minutes an opportunity now. And so that's why I have a level of confidence that this team could still compete as far as what they've got going. Speak to the guys that have not been the stars and have not been getting consistent time, what this opportunity presents to them.
Yeah, I think you're right on, PK. I mean, you're a lot smarter than you look, man. Because I think
which isn't much.
You hit it. You hit it right on. I mean, I've been in both spots where I'm a kind of a sub guy and also then a starter, regular minute guy, and it's a real mindset change for you. You're not playing, oh no, if I turn it over, I'm going to be sitting on the bench in 5 seconds. It's
right.
I'm going to get extended minutes on the floor. I'm important to this team. I can make a mistake and still stay on the floor. And I think you even saw it in that Colorado game. I mean, Maras hits a couple threes,
right.
Kostic hits a couple. And so I think with that mentality change, that will help. And I mean, we'll see. I mean, the bottom line is BYU's got maybe the best player in the country, and then a guy that just had 39 Saturday. So you got 2 of the best players in the country. But you're right. It's been a weird season with the bench because, like, one game I'll think, oh, well, that guy, that's the guy. Like Hadim Boop will have an amazing arm. Like, let's go with him. And then he doesn't play the next game. And it's been scattered, and I don't know what's necessarily going on behind the scenes with that. I mean, coaches are with the guys every day and know what are best for the team. But it's right. You're right. It's hard to really develop the Division I collegiate confidence that you need if you don't even know if you're going to get a minute or 2 in a game. And so, listen, it's let's see if any of these guys can rise to the opportunities. I hate injuries more than anything, but then what an injury means for someone may be an opportunity, and it's certainly an opportunity for guys like Tyler Maras and Alexa Kostic and Mihailo Boscovich, and let's see if those guys can step up to the plate. Now, maybe you can somewhat, like in Colorado, you make some threes, and maybe Richie makes 3 or 4 threes a game. Maybe you get 3 or 4 threes out of those guys, but what I really worry about losing Richie is just the consistent, relentless effort on defense, the relentless effort on the boards, the leadership. All those things are what I worried. I hope that BYU with AJ and Rob just picking up the slack even more, and then other guys stepping up their games offensively, that maybe you can try and fill in what Richie does offensively, but. Man, the other things that Richie does, I just don't know that they can really approximate what he put on the floor. So my expectations, to be honest, PK, are a lot lower for this team than a week ago. Even a week ago, they weren't playing particularly well. But with that said, you still got a month to go here. And I do think Kevin Young is a great coach, an experienced coach, and there are opportunities, and you do have the 2 of the best players in the country. So let's not count them out completely. I don't think you are.
No.
And in a tournament setting, it's about matchups, but the room for error certainly is diminished for BYU, and they're going to have guys step up that previously have not done so, and so that's a question mark. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be tough tomorrow night down in Arizona, but they're going to have opportunities to show what they're made of, and if they're resilient and can take advantage of the opportunities that have come, and see if they can come together as a team to find a way to win some games here at the end.
Hard to put this all on one guy because they don't have another Saunders, so it's going to have to be spread around, but I don't know that it's going to be spread around evenly. And it is hard to be the 4th or 5th guy out there on the court, and I think Kennard Davis Jr. has done a good job of moving the ball a lot of times when maybe he could have shot it, but man, AJ and Rob Wright are over there, and Saunders is over there. Maybe you ought to move the ball. Maybe you ought to throw a lob to Keita. Now, is there room for him to not just shoot threes, but to drive the ball? And if he can pass off the dribble, he might really open our eyes. Or am I just dreaming and asking way too much of him?
No, listen, these guys, all these guys have played in, Europe or high-level basketball in some capacity or another. They weren't recruited because they're nice guys necessarily. They have skills, they have abilities, and a lot of times your role is limited to a certain thing, shooting threes or whatever, and you have a lot more breadth of talent than just that. And a guy like Alexei Kostic, I think, is capable. He's actually pretty strong kid and quick. I thought he played terrific defense in that Colorado game, so he can, maybe do some things that you wouldn't think about. You think, well, he's just kind of this three-point shooter. And Tyler Russ, I watched him last year at Idaho and play in BYU. I thought he was a super hard-nosed guy that could really take it to the rim and do other things. So I think there's more to their games than you think. And Mihailo Bošković, I think, it's just about kind of reining him in. I think he's got real talent. And so you've got guys that I think have the ability and skill set to really broaden their game and help the team in ways that they haven't before. But like we've been talking about, when it's a minute or two here or there, it's hard to really feel comfortable to do different things than what you're expected to do. But when you're on the floor and you get confidence and you're comfortable, you kind of, the game slows down a little bit for you, then it's your full game that's on display rather than just one or two specific aspects of it.
Specifically against Arizona, it seems like they have 10 guys who are 6'10 and above, right? We'll see who's available because I know they had some injury issues the other day against Texas Tech and the loss of McHale with a couple of the big guys. And we know Wright can get in to the bucket, so not easily, but he has the ability. At the same time, he's shooting 46% from three. So what do you think about maybe having DeBonsa initiate the offense a little bit more and trying to find Wright because he's short, and against those tall guys, against Arizona, he was getting in, but finishing was another issue, and maybe have him spot up because 46% from three, I mean, obviously that's off the charts. So maybe go in that direction. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Again, I think we saw that at Colorado. We've seen it more and more lately. AJ had, I think, 8 assists or something like that against Colorado. And Rob Wright, he started out the season, I thought, I don't know if this guy is going to be a three-point threat because he was not great early, but he has found something, and he just cannot miss from the three-point line. So I think AJ likes to have the ball in his hands. I think, with his size, he can see over the defense. He's a good passer. He can create on his own. So, he's once he starts driving, you watch defenses, like all 5 guys, wherever they're on the floor on defense, are looking at AJ. And they're like, when do I go help? What I'm watching this guy. He demands a lot of attention. So, if he can draw the double or even triple and then pass out of that to open shooters like we've been discussing, Russ and Kostic and others, or Rob Wright. Rob's probably not going to be left alone a lot, but man, he's been so good from the 3-point line, and clearly he can get in the paint. And even against bigger teams, he's been smarter when he does get in the paint, not kind of forcing things as much and making good decisions himself. So I think that's exactly the right way, is kind of let AJ put the ball in his hands, let him be the decision maker, use Rob's talents, and then after that, you're kind of finding for role guys to just step in and make the shots when the shots are there. Tyler Maras and Alexei Kostic should never shoot a contested shot ever. It's good. All things we've been talking about, there's going to be plenty of open shots for them. So wait for those opportunities, take your time, knock down those shots so you can punish teams that try to stop AJ and Rob. But really it's about AJ and Rob doing their thing. And I think that's the right approach for BYU going forward. Get the ball in AJ's hands, let him be a scorer or a distributor as he sees fit. depending on what the defense is going to do to him. Colorado did a heck of a job on him, but because they did a heck of a job on him, Rob Wright gets 39 points. And so, you can make those kind of decisions and see how it develops. Obviously, without Richie on the floor, you're going to have to figure out exactly how you want to do things. And AJ, without having Richie to kick to or take attention from, is it's going to be easier to stop AJ because you can focus more on him. So, I mean, that was a lot of word salad there, but the point is you got to go with the guys that got you there, AJ and Rob, and let them do their thing and put them in the best situation possible for them to succeed. And then we'll just see how it kind of goes forward for BYU without Richie.
You don't get a lot of practice time, and coaches have to decide how to spend it. I think they should spend some time practicing for box and one, diamond and one, triangle and two, because I think they're going to see it. I think that with this injury, I don't see how somebody isn't going to throw that. And I don't know which team, and I don't know when, but they got 6 games. You got to figure they got at least 2 in the conference tournament, another game 2 or 3 in the NCAA tournament. I think they're going to see something like that. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many great coaches. You look at at least the Big 12, it's like a list of Hall of Fame coaches. You got Kelvin Sampson, I mean, go down the list, and Bill Self, and so they've been around long enough. They've played against a lot of good players and know what works. And so you've seen a lot of different approaches to AJ. I thought Colorado actually did about the best job I've seen on him. They had a kid that was tall and pretty quick and kind of stayed on his feet, so he didn't. And of course, he was getting a lot of help too. They would help when he needed it. But so you at this point, AJ's seen pretty much everything. I haven't seen a box and one or triangle and two, and maybe that's what they do now because you're focusing more on stopping 1 or 2 guys rather than 3. And I wouldn't be surprised. And if you get in the NCAA tournament, it's partly because they have a great coach and people are looking for ways to neutralize what you do best. But hopefully at this point, regardless of what they throw at AJ, he's kind of seen the gambit. Even if they go to like a triangle 2 and they're doubling him or whatever, I mean, he'll figure it out. But the point is, every game's a challenge when you have that visibility, top draft pick, in the conversation for National Player of the Year. If I'm a coach, I've got the very first thing, and the first 5 things I have to do is stop that guy. And they're really good coaches, so you'll see different ways. But if you're that guy, you find a way to play against anything that anybody throws at you. If you're that good, you'll find a way. And even if it's getting somebody else the points, you find a way to if someone's going to throw something at you, they're going to have to give up something. And anyway, I think AJ is remarkable as young as he is to be able to kind of recognize what teams have tried to throw at him and still have had such great success.
I know the goal at the start of the year, everyone talked Final Four. It felt like that really cooled off with the 4-game losing streak, losing 5 out of 6. But don't you think as we sit here right now, there are going to be teams in the Sweet 16 we can't predict, you can't guarantee. Shouldn't the Sweet 16 still be the goal for this team?
I think so. I think they're good enough to do that. And, tournament a lot is about matchups too, yep. And who's hot. But again, I go back to the fact that if you tell me before the season that you're going to have 2 of the best players in the country on your team, and then you just kind of have to find a way with the other guys, that's rare to have 1 really good player, and to have 2 like that is impressive. So I think they can. It's going to be tough at Arizona. I don't have a lot of high expectations, but then you've got Iowa State and Texas Tech, who are obviously awesome, but they're at home, so that's a reasonable prospect that maybe you get 1 or 2 of those, and that would be a huge win. The road games are going to be a challenge at West Virginia and Cincinnati. Nothing's a given for this team now. But if you could find a way to go 500 the rest of the way and win a game or two in the conference tournament, I think you'll have had enough time to kind of figure out what you're going to do post Richie. You've got two of the best players in the country. Who's to say you can't win a few games in the NCAA tournament? But yeah, you're right. I mean, I was all in on Final Four. Maybe I jinxed the guys, but I just loved that team to start the year. And so I had super high expectations, and the reality has changed. I mean, they're a different team right now. And so you have to alter your expectations. But I think a Sweet 16 would be awesome and is within reach for this team. I mean, we're going to learn a lot about how this team is going to be in the next week or two post Richie. But hopefully, I mean, that's my hope, that they find a way to get right and play well going into the tournament. And in the tournament, who knows what can happen. I mean, you can ride really good players as long as they can, do their thing. And we've seen that many times in the tournament. Somebody gets hot and you can make a little bit of a run. But we'll see. I mean, you're absolutely right. My expectations have lessened, but they're not gone for this team in any way.
Mark, we appreciate it as always. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be listening to you down the stretch here.
All right, my friends. I love you guys. Appreciate all that you do, and always being so kind to me and having me on. So thanks.
Mark Durrant, BYU basketball radio analyst, joining us right here on The Zone.